All right, everyone, get ready because today we are going deep into the world of field hockey
Oh, exciting.
with the return of the Hockey India League.
Yes.
Remember that. It's been 7 years, but the HIL is back. And we've
Okay.
got a whole stack of news articles, opinion pieces,
Wow.
even some Wikipedia deep cuts to break down this comeback story.
Awesome.
So we are going to try to figure out why this league is back,
Okay.
get to know the major players, the teams,
Yep.
see how this revival could impact hockey, not just in India, but across the globe.
It's a big one. This is going to be good.
It is a big one.
It's been a long wait. 2017 feels like a lifetime ago,
Yeah.
especially for the younger fans who might not even remember the HIL's first run.
Exactly. And the timing of this comeback is no coincidence.
Yeah.
It seems like everything kind of aligned perfectly. We've got the Indian men's team on a roll with back-to-back Olympic medals,
Yes, they are.
a surge of interest and investment in the sport. It's almost like destiny, right?
It really does feel like Indian hockey is riding a wave right now,
Uh-huh.
and the HIL is perfectly positioned to catch it, and they've been strategic about it.
Okay.
The league structure itself seems designed to capitalize on this momentum and build towards long-term success.
So let's break down that structure.
Okay.
8 men's teams, 4 women's teams at least. For now, they're expanding to 6 in 2026,
Right.
all battling it out for the championship. But here's the interesting part. The rosters aren't your typical free-for-all when it comes to international players.
Yeah, it's a very deliberate mix. Each team has a 24-player squad,
Okay.
but they're required to have at least 16 Indian players, including 4 under-21 rising stars. That leaves room for a maximum of 8 international players per team.
So it's not just about importing a bunch of stars
Right.
and calling it a day. There's a clear emphasis on cultivating Indian talent.
Exactly. And this setup creates such a fascinating dynamic. Imagine being a young, up-and-coming Indian player.
Yeah.
Suddenly, you're training and competing alongside some of the biggest names in international hockey. Talk about a crash course in skill development.
It's like a hockey boot camp with the best mentors in the business.
Totally.
And for the women's league, this is huge.
Huge.
It feels like we're finally seeing the kind of investment and platform that women's hockey in India has desperately needed.
It's been a long time coming, and I'm really excited to see how this impacts the development of the women's game. Imagine the ripple effect. More young girls inspired to pick up a stick, more role models emerging.
Okay, hold on. We have to talk about the player auction.
Oh, yeah.
This is like the Super Bowl of roster building.
I know.
With franchises battling it out for the best talent, Harmanpreet Singh, captain of the Indian men's team, went for a whopping R78 lakh.
Wow.
That's around $85,000 or $92,000.
That's a serious statement, and it speaks volumes about the value placed on his leadership and experience. But it's not just about the big names. What's really fascinating to me is the overall shift in the market. Indian players are commanding higher prices than many international stars,
Really?
which is a testament to the rise of Indian hockey on the world stage.
It's like the tables have turned. Christopher Rue, German superstar, 2-time Olympic medalist, was actually bought for less than some young, unproven Indian players.
Crazy.
That's got to be a confidence booster for the whole Indian hockey scene.
Absolutely. But
Yeah.
it also raises some intriguing questions. Is this a temporary trend driven by the recent success of the Indian national team? Or are we witnessing a fundamental shift in the global hockey landscape?
And what does it mean for a player like Rue coming into a league where the spotlight is firmly on the Indian talent? Talk about pressure.
It definitely adds another layer of complexity.
Yeah.
But for the fans, this dynamic makes the league even more exciting to follow.
For sure.
It's a clash of styles experience versus youthful ambition. Who wouldn't want to watch that unfold?
I'm already on the edge of my seat.
I know me too.
Speaking of unfolding, let's talk about the women's auction.
Right.
Udita Duhan took the top spot with a winning bid of Rs 32 lakh. While that's a fantastic achievement for her, it highlights a potential area of concern.
Yeah, the purse for the women's teams is currently Rs 2 crore, which is half of what the men's teams have to work with.
Oh, wow.
It raises some valid concerns about financial parity and whether the women's league is being given the resources it needs to truly flourish.
It's great that they're getting a platform, but the investment needs to match the ambition, right?
Of course.
And let's be honest, attracting corporate sponsorship is crucial for any league's survival, especially when you're competing with behemoths like the IPL.
That's the elephant in the room, isn't it?
Yeah.
The HIL's financial sustainability is going to depend on a lot of factors. We'll need to see how strategic they are with attracting sponsors, managing costs, and securing those all-important broadcasting rights.
Well, one of our sources mentioned that Reliance-owned Geo might be in the running for the broadcasting rights.
Oh, really?
If that happens, it could be a game changer for the league's reach and revenue. But like you said, nothing is confirmed yet, so we'll have to wait and see.
For sure. And the landscape is constantly shifting. But amidst all the financial talk, let's not forget that at its core, the HIL is about passion skill and the sheer joy of the game.
Right, like that story about Moritz Visser, the Blumendal goalkeeper who was put up for auction even though he'd already withdrawn from the league.
What?
It's those unexpected twists that add to the drama and make this league so unpredictable.
It really does.
And speaking of unexpected, did you see that Paul van As, the former Dutch national team coach who led the Dutch women's team to gold in Paris, is now coaching the UP Rudras in the HIL?
No way.
And get this, his son will be playing for him.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Talk about keeping it in the family. It's those human interest stories that make the whole thing come alive.
Exactly. And they highlight the global appeal of the HIL.
Yeah.
You've got players like Stephanie de Groof, a 33-year-old Belgian player who joined the Delhi Pipers not for a big payday, but purely for the experience of playing in India, where hockey is practically religion.
That's what I love about this league. It's a melting pot of cultures, playing styles, and personal journeys, all converging on this one platform.
And it's a platform with immense potential, not just for the players involved, but for the sport as a whole.
So true.
It really is a fascinating blend of talent and ambition, and you can't help but wonder what kind of impact this will have on the global hockey landscape. I mean, can the HIL really become a model for other countries looking to boost their own hockey programs?
That's the big question, isn't it? Could the HIL spark a worldwide hockey resurgence? But first, we've got to address the financial side of things. Potential is great, but it doesn't pay the bills. Can this league really be sustainable in the long run?
That's the challenge, isn't it? And it's something that the first iteration of the HIL back in 2013, 2017 struggled with. You had all this excitement, amazing on-field action, but sustaining that momentum proved difficult.
So what went wrong where the stadium's not full?
It wasn't just about filling the seats. Some franchises struggled to secure consistent corporate sponsorship, and the operational costs, especially with teams spread across the country, started to add up.
So it's a delicate balancing act.
Yeah.
You need the excitement to draw the crowds and the sponsors, but you also need a solid business model behind the scenes to make it all work.
Exactly. And that's where Hockey India seems to be taking a more strategic approach this time around. Limiting the number of host cities, for example, is a smart move to cut down on travel costs and streamline the logistics.
It's all about finding those efficiencies, right? But generating revenue is just as crucial. Everyone's talking about the broadcasting rights and how much they could bring in.
It's a huge piece of the puzzle. Securing a deal with a major network, one with a wide reach, is key to attracting advertisers and generating the kind of revenue that can sustain the league. And there are rumors, as you mentioned, that Geo might be interested.
Right, and with Geo's massive presence in India, the potential viewership could be astronomical, but it's not just about TV anymore, is it? In this digital age, you've got to be everywhere, online, streaming, social media.
Absolutely. Building a strong online presence is essential. Engaging with fans on social media, creating exciting content, offering a seamless streaming experience. It's all part of the equation.
It's like building a whole hockey ecosystem.
Precisely. And if we want that ecosystem to be truly thriving, we need to address the concerns about the financial disparity between the men's and women's leagues.
You're right. We can't just gloss over that. What are some ways to bridge that gap and ensure that the women's league gets the support it deserves?
Well, Hockey India could consider allocating a larger portion of the league's overall revenue to the women's teams, or explore partnerships with sponsors who are specifically passionate about supporting women's hockey.
It's about sending a clear message, right?
Right.
That investing in women's hockey isn't just a feel-good gesture, it's a smart business decision. Look at the success of the Indian women's national team.
They've done so well.
They reached the quarterfinals in Tokyo and finished 6th in Paris.
They're a force to be reckoned with, and the HIL can provide them with the platform to continue that upward trajectory.
It's not just about financial sustainability, then it's about social impact as well.
It is.
Changing the way we perceive and support women's hockey in India, but zooming out a bit, what about the impact on the global hockey scene? Can the HIL really live up to its potential as a game changer for the sport worldwide?
Well, think about it this way. The HIL offers international players a unique opportunity to compete at a high level during a time when the traditional hockey season in Europe or Australia is winding down.
So it's like an extension of the hockey calendar,
Yeah,
giving players a chance to stay sharp and even refine their skills against different styles of play.
exactly. And this can only benefit the sport as a whole. Players come back to their national teams with more experience, more confidence, and a broader understanding of the game.
So the HIL, in a way, raises the bar for everyone.
Precisely. And then there's the exposure factor. Think about the millions of fans who will be tuning in, many of whom might be experiencing top-level field hockey for the first time.
It's like opening a window to a whole new world of sport.
Exactly. And that kind of exposure can lead to a surge in interest, more participation, and ultimately more investment in hockey development across the globe.
It's a ripple effect. The more people watch and enjoy hockey, the more sponsors and investors will see its potential, which in turn benefits players at all levels.
That's the vision, and it's why the FIH has been so supportive of the FIL's return. They see it as a vital part of their strategy to grow the sport globally.
It's a win-win situation, but I'm curious, could there be any downsides to this global impact? I mean, what if the FIL's success inadvertently creates a divide between the haves and have-nots in the hockey world?
That's a valid concern. If the FAL becomes a financial juggernaut, attracting the world's best players with huge contracts, it could potentially create a disparity in resources and talent between leagues.
It's like the rich getting richer and the gap widening.
In a sense, yes. But I think the key here is to view the HAL as a model, a blueprint for other countries to emulate its success, can inspire similar leagues to emerge in other parts of the world, creating more opportunities for players and fans alike.
So instead of widening the gap, it could actually help bridge it.
Precisely. It's about sharing best practices, collaborating, and working together to elevate the sport as a whole.
Okay, so the HIL's back, it's got global ambitions, and the potential impact is huge. But at the end of the day, this league is about the players, right? What does it mean for them, both the Indian players and those coming in from overseas?
For Indian players, this is a chance to earn a good living, a decent salary while playing the sport they love. Professional hockey in India hasn't always been financially viable, but the HIL is changing that.
Right, it's providing that much-needed financial stability, allowing players to focus on their game without having to worry about making ends meet.
Exactly. And it goes beyond just the money. And imagine the opportunities for growth and development playing alongside and learning from some of the best players in the world.
It's like an on-the-job masterclass in hockey.
And the exposure is immense. Performing in front of packed stadiums, a national TV audience. It can do wonders for a player's confidence and profile, especially for the younger generation coming up through the ranks.
It's a launchpad for their careers, and for the international players coming in, it's got to be more than just a paycheck, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For them, it's a chance to experience a completely different hockey culture, immersing themselves in the world of Indian hockey, where the sport is more than just a game. It's a way of life.
It's like a cultural exchange through the lens of sport.
Precisely. And those experiences, the connections they make, the stories they bring back with them, that's something you can't put a price tag on.
It sounds amazing, but we can't ignore the bunchal downsides, that the travel demands, the pressure to perform, adapting to a new environment. These are all factors that can take a toll on players.
Yeah. You're right. It's a grueling league, a lot of travel, intense matches. Player welfare has to be a top priority. And for the international players, there's an added challenge of adjusting to a new culture, a new way of life. It can be overwhelming at times.
So it's a balancing act for everyone involved, finding that sweet spot between pushing for success and ensuring that the players are supported both on and off the field.
Absolutely. And it's something that Hockey India and the franchises will need to manage carefully. But let's not forget, for the vast majority of these players, this is a dream come true, to be part of something this special, this potentially transformative.
It's an opportunity that doesn't come around often.
Exactly.
So we've explored the HIL from all angles, the comeback, the structure, the financials, the global implications, the personal stories. It's a multifaceted story full of potential and a few hurdles along the way. But there's one question that keeps coming back to me.
What's that?
Can this league born in India truly spark a global hockey revolution? Is that too much to ask? Maybe it's something we should ponder for a moment. What do you think?
It's a question worth exploring, isn't it? Does the HIL have what it takes to ignite a global hockey revolution? It's certainly got the potential.
Right. We've talked about the resources, the passionate fan base, the involvement of the FIH. It seems like all the ingredients are there.
Yeah.
But there's got to be more to it than just infrastructure, right?
Absolutely. Revolutions aren't built on logistics alone. You need a spark, something that captures the imagination, something that inspires.
It needs to be more than just a league, more than just entertainment. It needs to be a movement.
Exactly. And that's where the intangible aspects come into play. The energy, the passion, the sheer joy that seems woven into the fabric of Indian hockey. That's what needs to shine through.
It's about those moments of brilliance, those nail-biting finishes, those underdog stories that make you fall in love with the sport.
We need to see young Indian players like Selvam Karthi and Udham Singh exceeding expectations on the HIL stage. We need to witness the tactical battles between seasoned coaches like Paul Van Ass and PR Srijesh. We need to feel the electric atmosphere in the stadiums, the roar of the crowd, the sense of occasion that makes the HIL so unique.
It's about capturing the essence of the experience and presenting it to the world in a way that's both compelling and accessible.
And that's where a smart approach to broadcasting and digital media becomes crucial. High-quality streaming, engaging social media content, insightful commentary that explains the nuances of the game to those who might be new to it.
It's about educating and entertaining, opening the door for new fans to discover the thrill of field hockey.
And the beauty of it is, once people get a taste of that HIL magic, they'll be hooked.
It's like unlocking a whole new level of sporting fandom.
Exactly. And from there, the possibilities are endless. As more people around the world tune into the HIL, they might start following their own national teams, supporting local clubs, maybe even pick up a stick themselves.
So it's not just about watching, it's about inspiring participation on a global scale.
Precisely. It's about creating a ripple effect that touches every level of the sport, from grassroots development to the international stage. That's how revolutions are built.
It's inspiring to think about, but we also have to be realistic. The HIL faces its share of challenges. We've talked about the financial aspects, the need for greater investment in the women's league, the importance of player welfare. Can they really overcome these hurdles and reach their full potential?
Those are valid concerns, and they need to be addressed head-on. But I think it's important to remember that the HIL represents a monumental shift in the world of hockey. It's a bold initiative driven by a powerful vision.
It really shows how far Indian hockey has come and the influence it's starting to have on the global stage.
And it's a testament to the unifying power of sport.
It's amazing how sport can bring people together, transcend cultural differences, and inspire dreams. And who knows, maybe the HIL will inspire a new generation of hockey players and fans around the world.
Yeah, it'd be something special to witness, wouldn't it?
It certainly, well, we've covered a lot of ground today, haven't we? We've explored the HIL's comeback story, delved into its unique structure, analyzed the financial landscape, considered its global implications, and even shared some of the personal stories that make this league so captivating.
It's been quite a journey.
It really has, and it's just the beginning. The Hockey India League is back, and it's poised to make waves. So to all our listeners out there, keep your eyes on this league because it's about to get very interesting.
And who knows, maybe we'll see you in the stands cheering on your favorite team.
That's a great idea. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the Hockey India League. We'll be back soon with another fascinating topic. Until then, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep that hockey passion burning bright.
It's a question worth exploring, isn't it? Does the HIL have what it takes to ignite a global hockey revolution?
Yeah.
It's certainly got the potential.
Right. We've talked about the resources, the passionate fan base, the involvement of the FIH. It seems like all the ingredients are there, but
Yeah.
there's got to be more to it than just infrastructure, right?
Absolutely. Revolutions aren't built on logistics alone.
Right.
You need a spark, something that captures the imagination, something that inspires.
It needs to be more than just a league, more than just entertainment.
Yeah.
It needs to be a movement.
Exactly. And that's where the intangible aspects come into play. The energy, the passion, the sheer joy that seems woven into the fabric of Indian hockey. That's what needs to shine through.
So it's about those moments of brilliance on the field.
Yeah.
Those nail-biting finishes, those underdog stories that make you fall in love with the sport.
We need to see young Indian players like Selvam Karthi and Udham Singh exceeding expectations on the HIL stage. We need to witness the tactical battles between seasoned coaches like Paul Van Ass and PR Srijesh. We need to feel the electric atmosphere in the stadiums, the roar of the crowd, the sense of occasion that makes the HIL so unique.
It's about capturing that essence of the experience
Right.
and presenting it to the world in a way that's compelling and accessible.
And that's where a smart approach to broadcasting and digital media becomes crucial. High-quality streaming, engaging social media content, insightful commentary that explains the nuances of the game to those who might be new to it.
So it's about educating and entertaining those new fans.
Yeah.
opening the door for them to discover the thrill of field hockey.
And the beauty of it is, once people get a taste of that HIL magic,
They're gonna love it.
they'll be hooked.
Yeah, it's like unlocking a whole new level of
For sure.
sporting fandom.
Exactly. And from there, the possibilities are endless. As more people around the world tune into the HIL, they might start following their own national teams, supporting local clubs, maybe even pick up a stick themselves.
So it's not just about watching, it's
Right.
about inspiring participation on a global scale.
Precisely. It's about creating a ripple effect that touches every level of the sport, from grassroots development to the international stage. That's how revolutions are built.
It's inspiring to think about, but we also have to be realistic.
Yeah.
The HIL faces its share of challenges. We've talked about the financial aspects, the need for greater investment in the women's league, the importance of player welfare. Can they really overcome these hurdles and reach their full potential?
Those are valid concerns, and they need to be addressed head on.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to remember that the HIL represents a monumental shift in the world of hockey.
It does.
It's a bold initiative driven by a powerful vision.
It really shows how far Indian hockey has come and the influence it's starting to have on the global stage.
And it's a testament to the unifying power of sport.
It's amazing how sport can bring people together, transcend cultural differences, and inspire dreams. And who knows, maybe the HIL will inspire a new generation of hockey players and fans around the world.
That would be something special to witness, wouldn't it?
It certainly would. So we've covered a lot of ground today. We've explored the HIL's comeback story, delved into its unique structure, analyzed the financial landscape, considered its global implications, and even shared some of the personal stories that make this league so captivating.
It's been quite a journey.
It really has, and it's just the beginning. The Hockey India League is back, and it's poised to make waves. So to all our listeners out there, keep your eyes on this league because it's about to get very interesting.
And who knows, maybe we'll see you in the stands cheering on your favorite team.
That's a great idea. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the Hockey India League. We'll be back soon with another fascinating topic. Until then, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep that hockey passion burning bright.